Hey guys, update 3.2 for Affinity is live and we got many changes. So let's take a look what's new. We got a brand new tool in the Vector Persona or Vector Studio. It's for drawing vectors but with the brush. So it's a proper blob brush tool this time. It's a brand new tool, so just head to your tool panel here on the left. And here it is. We can decide that we want to have a circle or rectangular tip. We can decide how big is the brush, and we can also decide on our rope mode. So by default, they got the rope mode on. It's like pulling the brush behind your car. Take a look. All right, then you release, and this is pure vector. So we got nodes, we can remove them, we can modify them with the node tool. And if I got this selected and I use this brush again, it will be automatically added to that existing shape. So I don't need to do any merging or any Boolean operations or shape builder tool. So that's a great new tool. And this tool also brings us a negative version, you could say. Finally, we got a proper vector eraser tool. That's right, no need for workarounds. So if I got a vector like this one, I can select eraser. All of the settings here at the top are exactly the same. And this one, as you can guess, will remove part of that vector shape. And again, we are working with vectors. I can use this again and again. So this is finally a proper vector eraser. Many people have been asking about this one, and it's finally here. How about the Pixel Studio? We got few new filters, for example, the texture filter. Be sure in the Pixel Studio, so the pink one, and then below your layer panel, you'll be able to apply filters very quickly from this short menu. The filter is called texture. And as you can see, it's the opposite of the blurring filter. So we're getting this strong texture. Is like sharpening those details in your picture, giving this nice, strong texture all around. Of course, this can be also masked, and then we can add this texture filter only on certain areas of the image. All right, so that's a new filter. Seems handy. They also improve raw image processing. So we got several improvements to that. They already did some improvements in the previous version 3.1, so they kind of continue on. So for example, there's a new mask type. There's also a better way of choosing tone curves and a few others. So if you're working with raw images, that's something definitely for you. And that's not all in the Pixel Studio, because they also add a support to Capture One. So many photographers use this software to get a media, and now you can see Affinity straight away from Capture One. You can click Edit With, and there will be Affinity straight away. So that can streamline the process if you got multiple images. And it's also a new way of sharpening your images. So they add multi-band sharpen as well. If you head to Pixel and add a filter, this time we are in the sharpening. There's a multi-band here, a new option. And this one also comes with few sliders that can help us to sharpen certain color ranges in our picture. They also added automation options, so now we can use AI like Claude, in this case, to do stuff inside the Affinity files. So there's a support to AF files. So for example, you can ask the AI to rename or reorder your layers. So that's a nice step towards buff editing, I guess. We can use Affinity with AI in the near future. So that's a nice improvement here. But that's not all. We can also use Affinity files in DaVinci Resolve now. And that's a great improvement because Affinity becoming a industry standard. That was always the case for people that cannot switch from Adobe to any alternatives because they need those Adobe formats. And here we got more and more programs that work with Affinity native files. So that's a great improvement. You can now drag and drop your Affinity file directly to DaVinci Resolve and it will show in the timeline. So we don't need to export this into PNGs and stuff like that. All right, two more. For the layout mode, there is only few improvements, and one is about bullet points. So if you got text like that, we can of course use it bullets to show it. We can then use the paragraph panel to change the style of your bullets here. That's nothing new. So I can head here and I can select different style for bullets. That's normal, but now we can also use image instead of that. So take a look. Let's say I have this image here. I can first save it. And then I will be able to use that as my bullet point. So that's a new thing. Here's this button, little tiny button, select an image as your bullet. And take a look, here it is. I'm using my own image as my bullet point. So that's a great little improvement for layout mode. And of course, you can use it across other studios as well, but that's mostly for publications for text. So here it is. We can use our own images now as bullet points. And the last one, they also add fixes to the light mode. So light mode was a new thing in version 3.1, but unfortunately, they kind of make few errors with that, low contrast and forget some buttons, and now they improve on that, and now kind of the light mode is working even better. So if you don't know, you can change it in your settings, user interface, and there is now a light mode. Here it is. So it was added in the previous update, but now they fixed those mistakes that happened to that new mode. All right, so that's version 3.2 for you. There are also a few others additions, but here are like top 10 for me. So light mode is now better. We can use pictures as your bullet points. DaVinci Resolve can recognize Affinity files. We can do some automation with Claude. Now we got new sharpening filter. We got support for Capture One. We got better raw image processing. There's also a texture filter. Finally, a vector eraser tool and also a vector brush tool. I think it's a pretty solid update. I hope this was helpful. See you in the next one. Bye.